Farmers in the Northeast are now more knowledgeable on the composting process. Roads in Leopoldville and Wall House will soon receive attention, and the Health Ministry's coaching mentorship program focuses on continuing education. Thank you for joining us for another edition of National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis.
And I'm moving Matthew Stay for us for the details of the headline stories and others after this.
A lot of bathtubs are blamed for bruises. Some staircases are accused of being responsible for broken bones. Doors are occasionally viewed suspiciously as causing lesions. A high percentage of tables are accused of producing bleeding or trauma. Violence against women is a crime, and it's everyone's responsibility. It's inexcusable. If you're a victim or witness of physical or psychological violence or abuse, seek help and denounce the perpetrator.
Farmers of the Northeast are now more knowledgeable on the preparation of composting material. Last week, agricultural officials attached to the Northeast Agriculture Region hosted a training exercise for over 40 farmers from Capuchin to Concord. Team leader of the Northeast Agriculture Region, Rebellious St. Rose, explains.
We are training our farmers how to set up a compost shed and how to set up a compost heap. We're teaching them all the procedures, the turning, the materials to be used, how to apply it, and everything. And we are also teaching them how to do something we call tea manure, which is a liquid fertilizer which we make from cow dung and gloricida. And we used to treat our plants as a foliar fertilizer or a liquid fertilizer in their roots. So we are having this big training here today. So we are teaching our farmers all the concepts because right now the cost of fertilizer is escalating, and we want to help our farmers to reduce the input costs on their farm. So by introducing them to new methods of plant nutrition, it will help to reduce the expense they have. It will also help to produce more healthy foods for us to eat. It will also help to mitigate against disaster, high drought during the drought period. If we use composting in our bananas and our plantains or any of our crops, it will help to conserve some of the moisture so that our plants can survive, because we know that irrigation is very expensive, but there are other things that we can do to help to mitigate against those drought conditions.
Agricultural Extension Officer Colburn Tulo explained to GIS News the importance of this exercise.
We simply want to teach you, the farmers of Dominica, how it is that you can save money by producing and making your own fertilizers for your bananas, plantain, vegetables, tania, yam, ginger, whatever it is that you're planting. We just want to show you how you can save money so that you don't have to be always buying inputs, because sometimes you will find you have the money to buy the inputs, but you don't have in the country. Or you will find the country have inputs, but your pocket aguas, you don't have money for the inputs. So how it is that you're going to make your own inputs, that is what we're doing there today. We're basically looking at composting, and plenty of auditors already make composting on all your own farms, because whenever you separate your garden and you take the weeds and you put it in a corner to rotten, that is composting. But the thing is with composting, there's a scientific approach to making composting properly, doing it the right way so that you can get the best quality and likewise the productivity and result you want from your crop, and that is what we are doing. It's all based on layers.
Tulo explained what the composting process involves.
So your first layer, you want to start with a layer of sticks and twigs, no longer than about a half a foot, 6 inches to 1 foot in length. You spread that on the layer of your ground. After that, you put in a layer of dry grass, straw materials, grass that already dry, brown. Those are your carbons, okay? That will instigate air and those kind of things like that. Keep a nice balance in your compost heap. A layer of greens, green material, freshly cut grass, all the banana leaves and things you de-leaf, and when you trim and you de-trash your banana and your suckers and them, you put in a layer of pen manure. It can be fresh, it can be dry. If the pen manure is fresh, it is much better because like automatically your heap can start cooking and start generating the worms and so on you want to replace in your soil that divide it, and all those chemicals you poison in your soil with. And all those chemicals you poison your soil with, the composting going to put that back in your soil for you.
GIS News sought the impressions of the training program from participating farmers.
This demonstration is a very good demonstration for me, as I am one of the onion growers of the Northeast Women's Farmers Group from Concord to Capuchin all the way down to the north. So when I got invited here, I was very happy because of the type of demonstration, and I would like to do that composting locally because I love this local stuff that we are doing, and the demonstration helped me very well. So I'm going back home today and try it, especially the team ones, which is easier for women to use, and I'm very happy about that.
I was very happy to be here today. I am interested in organic farming always. I practice some of it, and the last time I saw a glimpse of what I am attending here today was in '95 when I went on an exchange in Guadeloupe with the Minister of Agriculture, and there was a gentleman by the name of Otto Jules. I would like to encourage other farmers and women in particular to attend those forums when we are invited to.
The group is very interested in this type of manure, and so a number of us are here today, and we have definitely learned quite a lot, especially these two last experiences with the tea manure, which I never knew about it before, and this has been passed on to the entire group, and I'm hoping that from time to time that the more members of the group can attend, so as to maximize the amount of work we do in the garden and the benefits we derive from it.
The training exercise was conducted on the holding of Lynn Edwards in Londonderry.
In more news, the Honorable Minister for Employment, Trade, Industry and Diaspora Affairs is reporting that the National Employment Program has provided just under 800 jobs for young Dominicans. Honorable Dr. Colin McIntyre says that the employment program has led to permanent employment in some cases.
What this National Employment Program has done is has caused persons to be employed, persons at the master's level, at the first degree level, our college students, those of school graduates, those who didn't finish school as well too. We look at the apprenticeship program, we train them, we retool them, and we were able to employ 800 plus of them. Now, the reason why we're talking about just under 800 now, Madam Speaker, is because some of these folks have gone on to other jobs as well. So it was even used as a stepping stone into permanent employment.
He said the program has allowed professionals to share their expertise in areas such as health and tourism. Various ministries have benefited from the additional trained staff to their ministries.
You're able to take some of these qualified folks who are just out there, people who are specialists in terms of dentistry, specialists in terms of optometrists, all different fields in health, Madam Speaker. We were able to get these folks out, not of the streets, out of their homes, I prefer to say, and get them into the system, gainfully employed. And the whole aspect of sustainability comes from the fact that they will be trained, they will put a print in that area, and they'll be kept. Because the natural process is people will move on, some will retire, and will keep our folks.
They are also trying to give incentives to the private sector to keep those employed under the National Employment Program.
A particular firm in Dominica employs, say, 5 of our NEP persons, and they benefited from it in terms of job experience. We were able to have them there. They train them, they work well in the institution, and the institution decides that it's going to keep these 5 persons. The government we are saying to the private sector firm that we'll pay you 2% of the person's salary in the next year for keeping that person in that job. And it has to be a new job. Madam Speaker, is a means of sustainability.
From the initial $7 million given to the government of Dominica by the Venezuelan government, over $3 million has already been spent. Part of the 2014-2015 budget has also been allocated to the program and its expansion.
In more news, parts of Leopoldville and Wall House will soon receive a much-needed facelift to some of the roads in that area. The parliamentary representative for the Roseau South constituency, Honorable Ambrose George, has promised to do works on that road. He made the remarks at the 10th inauguration of the Luce Village Council. Government is currently in the process of getting a contractor for the job, and work is expected to begin soon.
We have private developments, okay? And the roads in those development areas, I'm referring here to Leopoldville, which is the newest, Wall House, and Castle Comfort. These are private developments, and these are not public roads. These are private roads, so to speak. So really and truly, they are not on the list of roads of the Ministry of Public Works in terms of maintenance and repairs and rehabilitation. So whenever I'm called upon to either do repairs or to reconstruct or to rehabilitate any of the roads within those communities in particular, it is in fact a special activity for the government. But again, we understand that people need to have comfort when they drive and when they walk on the roads.
3 major sections are expected to be done to bring some relief to the residents of that area. The parliamentary representative made a call to the village council to seek declaration of these roads to be made public so they can be addressed sooner.
What you should seek to do is the main drives within those communities to seek declaration of those roads as public roads so that they can fall under the Ministry of Public Works list of roads that whenever repairs are required, then it is almost obligatory that the repairs will be undertaken.
The Prime Minister has also promised to make available over $100,000 towards the completion of work being done to the Luce playing field.
Listening to my dear friend, the chairperson, I recognize that both the Member of Parliament and the Council recognize that it is a priority for this part, so I will commit the government to making the $140,000 available to the council for the completion of the playing field. And God willing, you will get that check in the first week of September.
The Honorable Minister for Caribbean Affairs and the Parliamentary Representative for the Kaninago Territory, Ashton Grano, says the Dominica Labour Party administration has made significant contributions in his constituency as it relates to education.
We have, in the last year, assisted over 50 of our students at the State College with tuition fees. Over 50, Madam Speaker. We've been also assisting all students who go to the secondary school, one way or another, either with textbooks under the textbook scheme, both from the trust fund or from the government storeroom. We've been assisting some of our students with uniform assistance. That will continue, Madam Speaker. We will also see in this new financial year renovation works being undertaken at the Seneca Primary School. We had some issues there recently, and the Ministry of Education has moved to ensure that we do something, we address the situation there.
The Honourable Minister reported to Parliament that within the new financial year, the Ministry of Education will also ensure that renovation needs for the Seneca Primary School are addressed to improve the learning capability. He is confident that government will continue to make tremendous strides for the benefit of all his constituents in the areas of development.
Young nationals are being provided with the opportunity to market their local products thanks to Junior Achievement Dominica. The organization is hosting its pilot Make Something to Sell MSTS challenge under the theme Innovate, Create and Manufacture Now. Project Officer at GIS Dominica, Nick Nicholas, spoke to GIS News on Friday about the event.
We have 10 young persons that are participants of a challenge. It's a Make Something to Sell challenge, and out of that we are expecting to have a champion, and there are also various award categories that the participants are expected to compete for. We are having a market fair on August 12th to the 14th with the opening lunch from 8:30 a.m. at the Roseau Market, and The participants, they are well on their way to success, I should say.
The MSTS projects are tangible. Nicholas outlined the process by which participants were prepared for the business competition.
We had a training at NDFD on July 9th, where those participants were exposed with skills from marketing, market access, standards, again from Bureau of Standards, and the 5 steps into undertaking any project or business, if I should say. And that was done by our Executive Director, Natasha Yilo-Ilabad, Mrs.
According to Nicholas, participants also underwent a needs assessment so as to give the organizers a clearer idea of what type of assistance should be provided. PRO of GIS Dominica, Jules Pascal, told GIS News that the challenge provides a great opportunity for the country's young people.
This initiative is one which Junior Achievers highly supports and recommends because it is in keeping with the whole principle of junior achievement, and that it provides an opportunity for young people to be involved in manufacturing, to be involved in entrepreneurship, because Junior Achievers, to my mind, I see is the response to an initiative that was launched some years ago at the Youth Division called Catch Them Young, and that provided an opportunity for young people to get involved in entrepreneurship, to be at an early age thinking creatively and thinking of manufacturing. So it gives young people an opportunity to be innovative, to be involved in production. So we can use the words innovation, production, motivation, and at the same time we are looking at how we can boost productivity in this country.
The MSTS initiative combines the resources of the Dominica's Manufacturers Association, Junior Achievement Dominica, the Youth Development Division, the Dominica Import and Export Agency, the Dominica Bureau of Standards, the National Development Foundation of Dominica Limited, and the private sector of Dominica. The challenge kicked off on Tuesday, August 12th, and will close tomorrow, August 14th.
Continuing education is said to be instrumental in assisting in the development of guidelines for basic life support and overall healthcare services in Dominica. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Helen Roy, says that continuing education fits in with the ministry's goal to improve the standard of patient care.
We have many nurses already trained, but the importance of continued education must be re-emphasized, and special focus must continue, and hence the reason why we have coordinated such a program for your benefit. A training of this nature is consistent with the Ministry of Health's plan in improving the standard of care we provide to our clients and is most welcomed.
Dominica's very own past nursing educator currently based in the United States, Dr. Agaff in Scotland, says that continued education is critical to keeping abreast of the times and provide best patient care.
Continuing education is necessary for any profession, especially nursing, whose pledge commits its members to lifelong learning. In many countries, evidence of continuing education is a requirement for relicensure or promotion. A continuing education program provides an avenue through which nurses will remain current with latest developments that impact their practice. Through continuing education, the nurse will acquire contemporary knowledge and demonstrate skills and attitudes for competent, safe, and cost-effective care.
According to Dr. Scotland, it is essential that health professionals be familiar with technology as it advances.
Nursing practice today requires the nurse to have computer knowledge and skills for patient documentation. Documentation in nursing is legal evidence of care provided to patients. meaning that your documentation is the one that represents you in a court of law. And I want to say, I know in Dominica we may say, oh, that's from America. It's going to happen if it has not happened already. So sometimes you never even remember the patient you cared for. Your notes are the ones that are going to speak for you. And I want to tell you that that's where nursing practice is going. They're going to require you to have computer skills, and that is one of the new technologies that's available to us as nurses, because when I was a nurse here, we used to write.
She added that although cardiopulmonary resuscitation is part of nursing education in Dominica, there is really no emphasis or requirement for licensed nurses to maintain competence in CPR, and as a result, professional nurses may not be aware of the importance of new guidelines for effective CPR. The Health Ministry launched a 4-day coaching mentorship workshop on Monday, which focused on the basic life support, specifically cardiopulmonary resuscitation. This second training, being assisted by Jamaican-born CPR instructor Dane Lawrence, is expected to further increase capacity to provide basic life support to battle heart disease and cardiac arrest, the leading causes of death in Dominica. And before we leave, an announcement from the Roseau City Council: property owners who are in default of land and house rates are kindly requested to come into the office of the Roseau City Council to settle outstanding amounts. Failure to comply with this notice will result in the publication of names in the newspapers and court action. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce comes up next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moins, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, département statistiques Dominique sorti à tête en travail statistiques en tout CARICOM. Parole cela sorti au chef département là vraiment correct.
Nous tapons première position en pays qui a fait statistics. Nous avons ça CARICOM qui ça Code of Good Statistical Principles. Ça mène pour dire ou ka suivre bon principe pour présenter statistiques. Et bien nous taper 10 première position en 14. Et bien nous taper une deuxième position, ça c'est second place. So en tout nous taper 10 première position et bien une second position. En tout CARICOM.
Carrette fait parole comment ça me motive yo continuer travail bien formidable.
Ça a bien motivé nous, tout le monde qui travaille là, tout le staff, et était bien content, et fait plaisir pour ta nouvelle ça là. Et CARICOM même était plaisir pour ça Dominique sorti premier. Et tous les autres pays qui plus grand que nous, qui peut-être ni plus l'argent que nous, qui peut-être ni plus ressources que nous, t'es ça comprendre nous quoi dire que taper position ça là. Mais nous taper position ça là, nous merci bon Dieu. Et nous dit nous que travail pour faire Dominique toujours premier.
En autre nouvelle, ça fait changement climatique et puis manière et ça affecte un pays, c'est bagaille pour concerner compte. Parole ça là sur du hord officier ministre santé et puis responsabilité pour changement climatique, Sylvestre Saint-Ville. Saint-Ville fait parole ça là au ligne des workshops des jours changement climatique qui prend place en Dominique semaine ça là.
Nous savons changement climatique ça affecte tout secteur. Ça a affecté santé, ça a affecté agriculture, ça a trop glo, pas assez glo, qui a affecté comment manger, qui a profité, trop glo, pas assez glo, qui a affecté comment disease qui a proliféré en pays. So nous, c'est différents ministres là, ni pour mettre bagaille en place, pour adapter, pour ça qui est fait en futur. Actuellement, nous pour faire ça, nous pour faire pour adapter parce que vous savez nous avons différentes diseases qui a proliféré en communauté nous vous savez ce ministre santé une consultation ça pour préparer pour adapter.
En autre nouvelle, Dominique a fait progrès et puis implémentation politique CARICOM qui a concerné séparation information pour produits qui sont dangereux à la place là. Il y a une consultation nationale prend place en Dominique où la discussion tient manière pour implémenter politique ça là. Polisi sa la develope si lon bagay ki te ka konsene proteksyon moun ou de podwe dangereux ase la place la. Ministre Communauté Dominique ni responsabilité pour implémentation polisi la. Ministre la qui engagé plusieurs initiatives pour faire assurer que les produits qui sont wantés et puis ça qui est fait ici, joignent un standard de protection publique là. Secrétariat CARICOM a engagé tout le pays en CARICOM en process là. Finalement, manière moun ka traiter travail autant important pour la vie yo. Parole celle-là sorti votre ancienne nurse Priscilla Prévost.
À présent nous ka wè autant bagay nous te ka fait à manger nous yo présent yo ka di c'est bagay ça là ça yo ka empêcher cancer comme bagay comme goyave les goyave pink guava soursop à présent nous ka tan toutes ces bagay ça là ça ka empêcher ou bien ka traiter cancer mais c'est bagay ça c'est bagay nous ni ici Dominique longtemps mais nous ka mettre ces bagay ça là ça à six côtés et puis nous ka boire autant jus en bouteille qui ni plus chemical passé ni jus à fruits même comme ça et puis autant monde ka boire autant alcool warm toutes ces bagages ça toutes les week-end semaine week-end on y fête là et puis ça là ka advertise si ça et puis toutes ces bagages ça autre monde ka boire autant en Dominique et puis si nous ni pour continuer comme ça nous qui ni autant problème et puis c'est maladie ça là ça.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle en créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson and Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, tips for less stress.
DOWASCO recognizes that clean water is vital to healthy living. Therefore, it spares no effort in providing a clean, safe, and reliable system. Help keep our rivers safe and clean. Do not cut trees along the river banks and do not pollute with garbage, human or animal feces, and chemicals. Think water, think life.
We all know that at times life gets hectic, causing stressful situations. Here are some tips you can use to reduce your stress. Have the courage to be imperfect. Continually striving for perfection in everything you do can lead to stress. Take time for yourself and allow yourself time to do things that you particularly enjoy. Develop your connections with others. Create skills and boost your physical and mental well-being.
Spend time with people who make you feel good. Help build your confidence and belief in yourself. Look for opportunities to introduce some humor into your day. And finally, remember, this too shall pass. When you can, try to avoid being overly negative about what may be happening in your life. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm.
Like us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Kerdisha Sentui.
And I'm Mervyn Matthew. Thanks for watching and join us again next time for National Focus.